Hello, I'm WP Suazo, and I'm here to talk to you about the long-run competition shakeout model. Let's say this is the market for alarm clocks. This is the market for alarm clocks, and they are selling for $10 a piece. So, alarm clocks. All right. Let me not clutter this up so much. This is the market for alarm clocks. And they're selling for $10 each. How many? 320 alarm clocks selling for $10 a piece. Now, how are they made? They are made competitively, let's say in China, in factories that make them at 40 at a time. If we look at this, we say, all right, if what we have here on the right is a typical competitive firm. Here is the cost of the last unit or last alarm clock, and here's average total cost. There's no differentiation between variable and fixed costs because this is the long run. And here's the total overall market for alarm clocks. So the typical factory in China makes 40 at a time, and if we have 320 being supplied to the market, we have 8 alarm clock factories. Another way to look at that is 320 divided by 8 does give us 40. Okay, so what could anyone imagine that is happening to the market for alarm clocks with cell phones pretty much rubbing them out? What we're going to have here is a collapse in alarm clock demand. So we have the demand curve falling, demand prime. Now we are going to pay less money for alarm clocks, say instead of $10, let's pay $7 for an alarm clock. So we apply this new market price of $7 to the typical electronics factory, and it causes them to make less. But the problem is this: the ATC, or average total cost per unit, is say $12, and they are getting paid $7 a piece. So it causes them to make less. Let's say 30. So you say to yourself, okay, 30 times 8 gives us a market total now of 240 alarm clocks. But the problem that persists is we have the typical firm making an alarm clock, 30 of them at $12 a piece, and they're only getting paid $7, so they're losing $5 a unit. Losses will cause the supply curve to shift. And as some of you are thinking, this supply curve is going to retreat back up to the northwest. So now we have supply prime. One of the things that competition shows us is that it's economical to make alarm clocks 40 at a time. But since people have a lesser need for alarm clocks, we have the demand retreating. That demand retreating will result in a lower price, a price that's lower than ATC. Another thing that can be seen is that ATC begins to inch up higher than 10 now at 12 because these competitors are underutilized. So if we have, say now, with a lesser demand curve and a retreating supply curve, if we have 200 alarm clocks being supplied to the market, you ask yourself, you say, well, if they're being supplied 40 at a time and there's 200 of them being supplied, we have 5 firms. So one thing that can be said is this: big Q market Q divided by firm Q, which is little q, will equal your supply subscript right there. It'll tell you the number of firms. And as you see here, we have 5. So now we have less firms making alarm clocks because most people are using cell phones. In a centralized economy, industry would have to wait from a directive from the Planning Bureau. But with capitalism, the losses cause this to happen. And these are the losses right here. So we have, these represent this vertical distance. Getting paid 7 for an alarm clock that cost you 12, it is negative profit a piece. And this completes the shakeout model. Thank you for watching.